We gotta show the league we mean business. Welcome back to Street Scores. It's your boy Rico giving y'all that 2018 Week 11 preview edition of Redskins Report. Redskins versus the Texans in Landover, Sunday, November 18th at 1 p.m. I personally love 1 p.m. games. I get to watch all the games at once and move on with my day. But in this game, we gotta show the league that we're not to be played with. In this video, I provide 5 major points of emphasis that the Redskins need to focus in on for this victory that we're about to get. And then I end the video with my list of bounce backs for people or groups of people who need to bounce back from the previous game. Let's get it. Tenth game of the 2018 season, y'all. So far, so good. Fresh off a very weird win, we played opportunistic football. Defense was bend but don't break and turnover heavy. The offense scored at the time we needed it, even though it wasn't as much as I hoped. The last time we played the Texans, though, they beat us 17-6, ugly loss. And we are now 2-2 against them all time. But anyway, let's get to point 1. Stop the passing game. Lamar Miller is only averaging 65.6 yards per game compared to AD's 74.7. And the Redskins are 5th in the league against the run. So the Redskins defense should be able to handle that just doing what they do with that scary front seven. The only running I'm worried about is Deshaun Watson's ability to extend plays and pick up yards with his feet. He is almost averaging 30 yards per game rushing, just off scrambling, compared to Alex Smith's 15 yards per game. But they strongly depend on their passing game. And with Will Fuller hurt, they strongly depend on Demaryius Thomas and D-Hop. Demaryius is a great complement to D-Hop, but D-Hop is the show. He leads the league in contested catches with 15. He leads the league in catches that have gone for 15 or more yards with 26. And he leads the NFL in catches without a single drop this season with 43, which is 17 more than the guy in second place. So to put it in English, D-Hop is more than likely the best receiver the Redskins will face this season, and we have to take him out of the game. Force another receiver to beat us. Last week against the Broncos, Demaryius Thomas was targeted a lot in the first drive of the game, and then was only targeted once more throughout the rest of the game. The Redskins had to take away the young quarterback's favorite target and get to the quarterback. Preston Smith and Ryan Anderson had themselves some games last week, and undrafted free agent Casanova McKenzie showed some speed around the edge and athleticism that we haven't seen since Junior Gillette last year. I want to see more out of him. And if the Redskins can put up points and stop the run early, and then we let them Bama boys and the Brute Ionitis go at Deshaun Watson without having to worry about the run game, then we should be good. Thank goodness this offense isn't as high-powered as the Saints and the illegal pick abusing Falcons, so the Redskins should shape up well defensively against the Texans. Point 2. Protect Alex Smith. Jadeveon Clowney, Whitney Mercilus, and J.J. Watt are not coming here to play games. J.J. Watt is tied 4th in the league for sacks with 9. Jadeveon also has 5.5 sacks himself. The offensive line, tight ends, and running backs have to protect Alex Smith so he can pick up these first downs and put some points on the board. I was very surprised how well the Redskins' makeshift offensive line blocked last week in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay had a good defensive line, and the Redskins' banged up and newly recruited linemen held it down. I was very surprised and proud. The national media keeps talking about our offensive line being decimated and our season is over because of it, but this is not last year. They must not really watch our games. This line is still pretty good. And Trent Williams has been upgraded to questionable, even though he was originally thought that he wouldn't be able to play till like Thanksgiving at the earliest. But moral of the story, protect Alex Smith and we should win the game. Point 3, score touchdowns. Defense can't bail us out every game with these turnovers. And I don't feel like we can score 16 points and win this game like we did last week. The Texans have scored less than 17 points only once this season. The field goals the Redskins like to kick in the red zone can lose us this game. First and goals have to become touchdowns, not 3 points. It's inexcusable. We need 7s. I'm looking for this game to be the Redskins' offense's breakout game. Alex Smith's safe passes have led us to 6-3, but as we get deeper into the year, especially the playoffs like we hope to play in with the Saints and the Rams, the Redskins' offense has to become high-powered. Every game won't require a great passing attack to win, but some definitely will. Why not start now? Point 4, stay healthy. The Redskins might go in with only one healthy offensive tackle, with the two projected starters being banged up. Ty Nsekhe and Morgan Moses are both hurt, but they are still out there doing their thing. Austin Howard is the healthy backup, and Trent Williams still has a thumb heavily wrapped in practices this week. Also, the Redskins are already thin in the cornerback group, with Greg Stroman and Danny Johnson out there getting serious amounts of snaps, so we can't afford to lose anybody else. And even Monte Nicholson is hurt. DJ is balling, and HaHa Clinton-Dix is finally getting comfortable in his defense and balling like he did last week against Tampa Bay. But I'm still worried about heading into a game with only two healthy safeties. Also, the Redskins are already running low on receivers and running backs. We can't afford another injury to those position groups. Samaje Perine and Jamison Crowder are both out, and y'all already know Paul Richardson is gone for the season. I need the Redskins to leave the game with a healthy, emphasis on healthy, W. Point 5. Score first. It's that simple. When the Redskins have scored first, they are 6-0. When the other team scored first, the Redskins are 0-3. Like, that's crazy. And even crazier, we have not had a single lead change all season. So not only does the team who scores the first win, but they also never surrender the lead. This is the first team to never have a lead change through 9 weeks since sometime in the 1950s. And guess who that team was? Our beloved Redskins, of course. You slick only have to watch the first quarter to know who's gonna win. It's crazy. So Redskins, go out there and score first, but most importantly, score often and chew clock. And now it's time for my list of bounce backs. The people or groups of people who need to bounce back from the previous game. And my only bounce back for this week, the offense. The entire offense needs to bounce back. I saw some signs of hope and progress in Tampa Bay, but it didn't all come together to create a productive day for the offense. I know there's a lot of injuries, but next man up. I need the offense to bounce back and put up some points to help out the defense that has been winning games for us. It's your turn, offense, to get us a win. Also, in other news, Adrian Peterson says he's feeling close to 100% for the first time in a few weeks, so that's very good news. Also, like I mentioned earlier, Trent Williams has been upgraded to questionable. He practiced this week in full pads, off to the side though, with a wrap around his thumb. Quentin Dunbar is also questionable, and with kicker Dustin Hopkins being questionable, the Redskins have worked out 5 kickers this week in case they need to sign one for Sunday. In bad news, Jamison Crowder is out with this lingering ankle injury. It's not looking good for him. Jay Gruden said he hopes that Crowder won't have to go to the IR. Note that Crowder is on the final year of his contract, and also Chris Thompson is still out with rib injuries, and Samaje Perine is out with a calf injury. But in positive news, the Redskins get Trey Quinn back, the rookie slot receiver with the hype coming into this season, who's next up when Crowder is hurt. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does against the Texans. But that's it for this episode. Thanks for the view. We got to show the league we mean business this week. The national media doubts us before and after every win. Going 7-3 should silence at least some of the hate, especially with the Cowboys playing the Falcons and the Eagles playing the Saints this week. It's dark for them, especially if the Falcons spam illegal picks again. This is our week to take a 3-game lead in the division and get our offense going, even though it is missing a lot of its pivotal pieces. But while y'all at it, make sure y'all Dolemite fake punch that like button, favorite, subscribe, I'll subscribe back, and most importantly, comment and share. And again, thank y'all for the support. I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.